There's no distinction in America between the head of state and the head of government. So I don't know.
Exactly. No, that's right. Yeah, and that's something that I've been persuaded of for a long time, that the lack of the distinction between the head of state and the head of government is I don't know that it's fatal necessarily, but it means that when Joe Biden gave his speech about MAGA Republicans and about the threat of violence to democracy, he said things that needed to be said. But the mere fact that a politician who's embedded in party politics made those statements means that he's not going to convince a lot of people,
Yeah.
probably the very people that need to be convinced.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember there was a speech Obama gave during the 2020 election cycle.
Yeah,
And 80% of it was just really good, but then 20% of it was hyper partisan. And I felt like,
I
ah,
know.
if he had just didn't do that part, I think it would have been more captivating for a
I
larger,
know.
broader audience.
I know. Yeah, and part of the thing, Obama in particular, he came to office in 2008, and as on the strength of his kingly qualities,
Yeah.
because he and Michelle, they both have these regal qualities. The Kennedys have it.
Yeah.
John and Jackie Kennedy. My one of my earliest political memories was the assassination of John Kennedy, and that I was 8 years old, and I cried. I was upset along with everybody else, and very vivid memories of this time, almost 60 years ago, when this happened. But when Obama came to office, on the strength of his kingly abilities, and he was magnificent. He had this deep resonating voice. He was saying all the right things, but then he began to pursue, hopelessly divisive policies,
Yeah.
which alienated a lot of Americans.
Yeah.
And that and the lack of a regal figure, I think is really that's one of the flaws in the American system, from my perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it seems like America, particularly through the pandemic year and those that have followed, there is a leadership void at that level, and
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's got consequences.